Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Frienemy Podcast, a place where best friends who hate each other get together and have various discussions. I'm your host, Mike, joined, as always, with my awesome co-host, JP. JP, what's going on today?
Just feeling good. I want to say hi, friends and foes.
Friends and foes, giving them the shout out. We did the movie Snatch last week, and that involves a diamond. You read a news story about a diamond.
Yeah, it's actually about this trash can called Lil Uzi Vert.
What? I didn't understand at all what you said.
Well, he's supposed to be a rapper, but he's
okay.
just a big steaming heap of garbage as a rapper. But so he got a $24 million diamond embedded in his forehead.
Over here looking like the Vision.
Yeah, which I hope somebody comes up and Thanos' his ass and just rips it out.
How much is the diamond?
24 million. It's a natural pink diamond.
Okay, I've never heard of this person. Is he? You're more into the rap.
I'm more urban.
You're more. I didn't say it like that at all.
I'm 3% urban.
Okay.
So, well, yeah, he's popular and his songs suck, but I'm not really believing this story because I looked it up and he's worth $16 million himself.
And it's a $24 million diamond?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
I think he wants to die. I think it's a suicide note. Like, what would you do if $24 million walked by you?
It's not like it's in his pocket. It's on his forehead, right?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It's all around them face tattoos. How do you feel about face tattoos, speaking of?
I'm not big on face tats. I'm not at all. What do you feel like face tats?
No, I mean, like, if you want a job, you shouldn't get a face
Exactly. Yeah, if you're unemployed, go for it. Go for all the face tats you want. If you want a job, though, like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, you walk up to the bank teller and he's got, fuck you written across his forehead. Probably not getting my money.
Or an upside down cross. Like, no.
It's not a cross, it's a knife. Speaking of money, what's our sponsor this week, JP?
Well, I'm sorry, guys. Kind of my mouth got us unsponsored this week. So
JP made some comments last week, and we don't have a sponsor this week. Way to go, JP.
Well, good riddance.
This one's out of pocket.
That sponsor has no sense of humor.
We're going to move on to our first segment of the day, sponsorless. And that is going to be, what is our first segment, JP?
It was a new segment we started last week.
Yep.
And we're bringing it back for you this weekend. It's Random Ranks. Random.
All right. I'll let you go with that one. Thank you. Thank you for the intro. And this week's Random Ranks subject is what?
This week's is the top 5 ugliest women's names.
Sorry, ladies out there.
If you have this name, you might not be ugly, but your name definitely is, and we apologize.
Okay, we're going to get right into it. Last week we did it where JP and I both shared our top 5, but this week we decided to work together as a team, and we came up with a list that we both agreed on. And we both believe that the 5th worst women's name is Ruth. As JP pointed out, it's a biblical name, but I think like you come out of the womb and they name you Ruth, you're automatically 70.
Yeah.
You're just old.
I never met a baby Ruth.
Who's about baby Ruth?
I take that back.
You didn't mean to do that. So yeah, there are no baby Ruths other than the candy.
Yeah, you're either named after a fat baseball player or a chunky chocolate bar.
Can you imagine like going to high school and hitting on somebody named Ruth? You're like, what up, Ruth?
Like, what's your name? Sure, Ruthus?
What do you do with Ruth? There's nothing you can do
Ruth
with
is
it.
short for Ruthus.
All right. JP, what is our 4th worst
Number
name?
4th is Agnes.
Agnes. Why did Agnes make the list?
It just sounds, it's a witch's name.
It's a witch's name.
Agnes.
Oh, JP, what happened to you? You got cursed by Agnes.
She's wearing these long striped socks.
That's somebody you find in the middle of a forest.
Yeah, and what do you do? Aggie, maybe?
Aggie? It's really tough. I don't think there's a lot of recovery from Agnes. Another old name. A lot of these, there's kind of a theme with these. You know what I mean? They're names that you associate with old women. I can't think of like a little person. Sure, a little person could be named Agnes.
You remember the correct term for that, right?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get another sponsor pulled.
Non-binary bitch hided.
Oh, stop with that.
We addressed it with Danny DeVito.
Agnes. Okay, Agnes is number 4. We agreed on number 3. What was number 3?
Number 3 is Augusta.
Augusta. Why Augusta?
I knew an Augusta, and I just always sat in class like, that's such an ugly name. Poor girl.
Oh, poor girl, Augusta. That's like, it's a Caesar's name, right?
He's Augustus. So
Augustus.
Maybe it's the female Caesar.
Ooh, that might be kind of cool then.
It might have. It just sounds horrible.
It just sounds horrible. Poor Augusta. Anything with the Gus or G is unfortunate. It's an unfortunate name. Number 2, we have a whopper. This was tough between Augusta and our number 2 choice, and that is Olga. What do you think of when you hear the name Olga?
I think of an old German humpback.
Old German humpback.
You know, they wear like them wives that wear the hoods that you could barely see their face when
Yeah.
they're sweeping stuff. That's what I think of Olga.
Olga. I think of thick. Like, there's no thin version of Olga. Well, I guess Olga Pataki from Hey Arnold.
Yeah, but she was ugly too.
She was ugly too. She's hard to
She had
look
the
at.
unibrow.
Yeah, that's true. You're not good looking if you have the name Olga.
Sorry if you're a hot Olga.
Yeah, there might be some hot Olgas out there, but just getting that name out of my mouth, it just sticks. It's just Olga.
I wish the crowd could see your face at that.
It's rough. Okay, so we've got a pretty good 5. We have Ruth coming in number 5. Number 4 is Agnes, and number 3 was Augusta, and number 2 was Olga. JP, what is our number 1 worst name?
The number 1 worst female name that you could possibly have is Kyle.
Kyle or any variation of Kyle. So if you're a Kylie out there, you're on the list. Whenever I think of Kyle, I think of drywall, Mountain Dew.
Monsters.
Monsters, as in the energy drink and the person.
Lifted truck that's only lifted in the front.
Yep. Just grossness in general,
Yeah.
right? We have it written here, and the name turned green. The ink turned green.
And all the other names separated from it.
Yeah. If you write Kyle 3 times, some kind of monster appears.
It drinks all the monsters in your fridge and punches you in the balls.
Why are there a bunch of holes in my walls? All right, I think that wraps up this week's Random Ranks.
Random rank. Random.
Moving on to our next segment, and this is one we do every week. That is Man Movies.
Man movie.
JP, what is this week's Man Movie?
This is a critically acclaimed movie.
It is.
This is one of our upper echelon movies. Well, you know what Snatch was too, but this week's Man movie is Gladiator.
Ooh, Gladiator is such a good one. Bringing you guys the winner of the Best Picture Oscar, Gladiator. I think our first Oscar winner among our Man movies. JP, would you mind doing a quick synopsis of Gladiator for those that are unfamiliar or have forgotten about it?
Gladiator is about the Roman general Maximus Decimus Meridius, and he was the loyal leader of the army, and his little bitch ass son, the emperor's bitch ass son, has a ploy to have him killed. So he was once a general, and now he's a gladiator in the gladiator tournaments that they had back in the Roman times in the Colosseum. Man
this is a man movie. There's so much madness going on in this movie. You have the lead actor Russell Crowe. He just plays the part so well. And I think one of the best movie villains, I think ever. I think top 10 is Joaquin Phoenix as Commodus. This guy is so good. You hate him. He just drips arrogance and bitchness. Like, he's such a bitch in this movie.
and incestness.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of, for you Game of Thrones fans out there.
Yeah.
He was the original Jamie.
You know what's weird though? I hate Commodus in the movie, but it doesn't carry over like how I hated Paris and Troy. Like, I forever hate Orlando Bloom, no matter what he's in.
Even Legolas? Like, no Legolas love?
Yeah, fuck Orlando Bloom. Full Paris. But Joaquin Phoenix, I hate him in that movie, but I didn't hate him in other movies.
Man, this is a good one. Like I said before, it won 5 Academy Awards. One for Best Picture. It won for Best Actor in Russell Crowe. So we've got a very highly lauded movie. We're going to get into our first category, our first ranking grade, rather, and that is going to be in the category of action. JP, what are you giving Gladiator in action?
You know, I gotta give it an A. Fight scenes, fighting lions, the special effects are really dope. Blood, gore, sword fights, armor clashing.
That fight scene at the end when the dude comes out with the mask and he's fighting like the former champion gladiator. Oh, that's so hype, dude. Like, this dude came out of retirement to fight Maximus. It's so good. So good.
And Maximus's armor is so sick. The face mask, everything. It's just
It's
classic.
I love just the whole Roman aesthetic to it. It's so cool. And then he's got like his little band of gladiators that he like kind of comes up with, and they're on his side. He's got that big dude that's in like 4 movies for some. You know that really big.
The big black dude?
No, that guy's in a lot of stuff. That's I'm not gonna butcher his name, but he's like Damon Houseshoe. I butchered it anyway.
He's the one in the. I always remember that. I don't know why, but when he's checking to see if he's a good gladiator, and that slave trader smacks him in the ass.
It's a good one. That's how I measure my friends. Grab their ass. He's a good one. Moving on to our next category, and that is going to be in the category of dialogue. What do you give it in dialogue, Chippy? Oh wait, I'm sorry. What did you say in action?
A.
Okay, I'm gonna give it an A. We're gonna move on to dialogue. What are you gonna give it in dialogue?
I gotta give it an A+.
Oh, it's so good.
Now, would you notice that what I count for dialogue is the things that people are saying?
I think some of the dialogue for me that stands out in the movie is that famous speech by Maximus. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix legions, loyal servant to the true emperor, Maximus Aurelius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. Whew.
Amazing.
Man, the hairs stand up on that one. That's
Yeah.
such a good line from that movie. Any others that you like, JP?
Okay, what I was saying is like when I count dialogue is what the people are saying. Like in Blade, remember they're like, Daywalker, that's cool. I also like this one when they're like, it's the Spaniard. He's a Spaniard. It's partly because I'm Spaniard myself.
Right.
But I always like that.
They don't use his name for most of the movie. They just call him Spaniard.
Spaniard, yeah. I'm also, the classic that everyone remembers. Are you not entertained?
It's so good. It's been memed at this point, but for good reason.
Yeah.
It's so good. I like in the beginning of the movie, one of the best lines is he's there, he's got his army behind him. They're going in and they're gonna fight all the Nordic people, and at my signal, unleash hell. And then that giant fight at the beginning is so good. So many great lines. Anything else stick out to you, JP?
Just the Romans always sound cool in every movie.
Yeah.
It's not quite as feminine as a British accent. It is almost there, just sounds masculine and, yes, I'm going to fuck you up.
They all sound like Arnold. I'm going to give it an A+ too. So we're going to move into our next category, and that is the category of 80s boob. JP, what are you giving Gladiator and 80s boob?
I'm pretty sure there's no boob in this one, is there?
I don't think there is. If we're wrong, tell us in the comments section. I don't think there is any boob.
And again, there's no one I hate looking at.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no,
true.
So C-.
C-. I'm gonna go a D. I don't think there's any boob in this movie. You would think with it being like Roman times, there'd be some kind of debauchery with Commodus, that somebody would slip a nip at some point. But the movie's too serious for that. I think it would just be gratuitous. So we're gonna move into our final grade, and that is gonna be overall manliness of Gladiator. JP, what are you giving Gladiator?
I gotta give it an A.
Yeah.
Solid, straight A, just for the action, the dialogue, it makes you want to go lift weights. After you watch Gladiator, you want to go fight or lift weights.
I agree. I'm gonna give it an A. You're running out and you're fighting a tiger. That's what you're doing. You're like, where's the nearest tiger? I need to fight it. I need to avenge my wife, my son. It's a great revenge movie, and I think revenge is a very manly thing.
Yes.
Right? Like getting my comeuppance and seeing those that wronged you put in their place.
I agree.
Awesome movie. I think that wraps up this week's Man movie. We're gonna move in from one fan favorite right on to the next, and that is gonna be a JP's Drawing Corner.
Shoo-ba-doo-wop, doo-wop.
JP, you've drawn another picture for us. You've been gone for a while. You haven't been touching the pastels, the art sticks, and you brought us a new drawing today.
Yeah, sometimes I like to keep my artistic hand fresh.
Yep.
Give it a little training program, draw, rest.
Yep.
So had a good rest, and now I came back for you guys to delight your eyes.
I'm excited. What do you got for us?
Well, this picture right here is just, so in my drawing sometimes and in art, there's a mystery. And it's all about how you feel. And this is a mystery of why did Kyle get kicked out of the skate park?
Oh man, okay. This is my first time seeing it. And as you guys know from JP's past drawings, it's Kyle to a T. right? I like the beard that you draw. I've never commented on that before, but like you can tell he has like minor facial hair just by one line.
Yeah.
I think you accomplished that really well.
It's not a nice beard, but it's a beard nonetheless.
So there's a couple captions in this picture. What are the captions?
Well, you can see the kids in the skate park. They say, "And stay out." And Kyle's replying, "Being a virgin is cool." So the mystery here is, now, did Kyle get kicked out for being a virgin? Or did he get kicked out for being on rollerblades?
Or being kicked out for wearing a Limp Bizkit shirt in 2021.
Yeah. See, what happened is, somewhere, everyone realized that Limp Bizkit and rollerblades are tacky and not cool.
Oh.
Kyle did not get that memo. Kyle's still rolling.
Now, he's got on rollerblades. Do you think that roller skates are either better or worse? What do you think?
Better.
You think roller skates are
Yeah, you got
better?
people doing choreography and dancing with roller skates.
It's more retro, huh?
Yeah, the whole Atlanta scene, you know,
Yeah.
people roller skate a lot.
Okay. But Kyle is definitely a rollerblader.
He's a rollerblader. He's a poser.
Would he be one of those guys on the beach that you're like, oh, look at this guy coming at you?
Looking all gross in a Speedo.
Yeah, one of the guys you get annoyed with, you know, on the boardwalk in the Speedo with his rollerblades. That's Kyle.
All those gooch hair sticking out the bottom.
Oh, man.
I bet you wears, you know the things you put on your eyes in the tanning bed? I bet you he wears those at the beach roller skating.
Now, I'm looking at your drawing here, and, oh, okay, all right. I'm sorry. It took me a second, but I like the guy on the rail. At first, I was like, what is with the X thing going on at the bottom of that guy's feet? But you know what? My eyes adjusted.
Yeah.
I took it in.
This is called shadow work in realism.
Shadow work? That's an artistic term?
Yes, it is.
Okay. For you aspiring artists out there, make sure you work on your shadow work.
Working shadow work, it adds depth.
Okay. And I've got to point out the obvious, Chippy. There's red. Limp Bizkit's written in red. JP.
Kyle's very passionate about Limp Bizkit.
Okay, but no other colors.
The shout out to the red New York hat that Fred Durst always wore.
All right,
The corniest of the corny, Fred Durst.
Personally, I think you own two pencils. One is black and one is red. There's no other colors to be seen.
We also dropped you some new news with this art that I discovered Kyle's a virgin.
How did you discover Kyle's a virgin?
There's no proof that he's ever had sex.
That's true. Yeah. Kyle is childless. We all have our sex trophies that we're able to parade in front of everybody.
He doesn't even have a sex medal.
Oh, all right. Well, if you have proof that Kyle's not a virgin, write it in the comments.
Leave it in the comments. Right on Instagram.
Hey, Kyle, you don't count. You can't defend yourself. JP, anything else you'd like to share on this piece of artwork today?
No. As always, every week, you're welcome.
Thank you, JP. Thank you for sharing. I think that wraps up this week's JP's Drawing Corner.
Shoo-ba-doo-wop-doo-wop.
All right, and we're going to kick it over to our next segment. No sponsor this week, unfortunately. Thank you, JP. But we do have a fan letter, and JP, the envelope had your name on it, so I'm going to give it to you.
I like getting fan letters. You know, I appreciate the fans. Dear Frienemy Podcast, I have been listening to the show for years. Well, thank you. I have finally hit my breaking point. JP is known for saying outrageous things, but he has crossed the line. I forgave him when he called Taylor Swift a chumbis. I thought it was odd when he remarked yellow teeth are a turn on. But in his latest rambling, had me speechless. In a recent interview, JP said he didn't believe in dinosaurs. He stated, quote, "They is fake bones. How do you justify these beliefs? Have a great summer, Mabel."
JP, you are known for saying some outrageous
Yes,
things.
I am a dinosaur denier.
And why?
You can't prove the dinosaurs existed.
There's bones.
Just like Kyle.
Just like
Kyle can't prove he had sex. You can't prove that the dinosaurs existed. Well, those bones can be anything.
What do you mean anything? They're dinosaur bones.
No, they're not.
Okay, so somebody digs out like a T-Rex skull. How do you explain that in anything other than it being a dinosaur?
Just think logically.
Okay, walk me through it.
You have a big old head, with these little tiny arms. How are you going to kill anything and eat them?
Because they have giant sharp teeth, JP.
No. Being a student of mixed martial arts for a long time, know all about reach. So if the dinosaurs were real, a T-Rex would not be able to survive because the Brontosaurus has all the reach.
You're like, I know karate, therefore dinosaurs aren't real.
Plus, I listen to a lot of Eddie Bravo. He don't believe in dinosaurs anymore.
Oh, that's all bad. Okay. What about some of these other, things that you've said in the past? What's the Taylor Swift comment about?
She's a chumbus.
What is that?
She's tall.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, she's way too tall for me. Makes her a chumbus. So me and Bruno Mars are the same height.
Okay.
For you guys who don't know that. And there's a picture of Taylor Swift standing next to Bruno Mars. And she towers over him.
Yeah.
She's like a whole 3 head lengths ahead of him. And that makes her a chumbus. I'd never want to meet her.
So that automatically just takes her off the list.
Yeah.
No Taylor Swift for you. All right. Oh, man. So you don't believe in dinosaurs?
Don't believe in dinosaurs.
You don't believe in Taylor Swift? I don't know what to say. I'm kind of shocked myself. You have said some outrageous things. Do you want to apologize for those things?
Nope. I want to say you're welcome for those things. You're now enlightened.
Oh, boy. All right. And just to throw it out there, you're going to say more outrageous things in the future.
Yes, for sure.
Ahead of time. So, hey, be on the lookout for it. If JP's offended you with anything that he said in the past, put it in the comments. We'd love to hear it. Write us about it like this person did. Thank you, Mabel.
Mabel. I like that name. That didn't make our list.
That didn't make our list. All right. I think that wraps up this week's fan letter. We're going to move into our popular segment, and that is going to be relationship advice. JP, what's the question that a fan wrote in with this week?
Okay, the fan wrote, Dear Frienemy Podcast, I'm not quite in a relationship yet, but I'm working on it. What could I do to make the best online dating profile that I can?
Ooh, that's good. I have to admit that I'm older than this. This all kind of came out after I grew up, basically. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have these resources when we were younger. There was no Tinder. There was no Grindr for you, JP. There's none of these resources, available. No Match. No.
There wasn't even MySpace.
MySpaces were on just the tail end of MySpace, right?
Yeah. There's no MySpace while we were in high school.
That's true. So we didn't have that. So we weren't able to embarrass ourselves online. But can you give any advice to this, I'm assuming a young person seeking love?
Well, the digital world mirrors the actual world. Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing for your best profile, the number one thing that you could do, rule numero uno, you got to exaggerate about your dick size.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to make it say. That'd be your first thing. You'd be like, Kevin, Caucasian, 8-inch dong.
The second line in the profile.
Second line, 8-inch dong.
Okay, so you said 8-inch. I appreciate that because you didn't exaggerate too much. You didn't go unbelievable.
Yeah.
So you still have to keep it realistic.
Keep it realistic, yeah.
What would you recommend for a profile picture?
Profile picture?
Yeah.
Well, this depends what you look like. If you look like me,
use it.
Use it. If you look like Kyle,
don't use it.
Don't use it. Google a Calvin Klein model.
Oh, I like that. Or use Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, use Arnold.
Oh, you're gonna be beating the chicks off.
And then beating the chicks off. You're gonna be beating the chicks off.
You're gonna be beating chicks
off. And then what you do is
yeah,
send her poetry. Ooh. You soothe her with your words, right? And she falls in love with your personality. She'll forget that you're ugly.
I like that. You're on the internet anyway. I say use the internet to your advantage. Google it.
Google poems.
What should I say to a girl? And whatever Google says, you say that to a girl. Whatever the first thing it says, send it.
Yeah. Catfisher.
Catfisher.
There's a reason they made a series about it. It works.
You gotta do whatever it takes to change who you are.
Yeah. Why make a girl fall in love with you for who you are when you can use your mental superiority to trick her?
That's true. There's something that I'm thinking about though with all this. What if the girl's doing the same to you? Oh. Yeah. What if she's exaggerating? What if she's using this super hot model picture of her profile and then she's like, what if she's like, my boobs are as big as cats?
Cats are pretty big.
Cats are what?
Yeah. Okay, but you have to meet her eventually.
She has to meet you eventually.
Yeah, but you already got a plan. You're gonna wow her with your personality and trap her. But they don't work in reverse.
I have a life hack here. Mm-hmm. Get a little bit of water and stain your pant leg just above your knee. and then say you peed there. Say it's
That'll
a pee
work for
stain,
you.
and they're gonna think, oh man, whatever he's packing down is down by his knee. They're gonna forget about the fact that you peed yourself. They're gonna see that stain, and they're not gonna be able to help themselves.
That's true. But now you're asking, what if the girl lied when you meet her?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't be with no liar. You gotta just next.
You can lie all you want.
Yeah, but you can't be with a liar.
All right, I think this is some solid advice. JP, any closing comments for this gentleman?
Nope, just trick her.
Trick her.
Use your mental prowess.
Just use the Google.
Yes.
Make the best profile picture that you can, and you'll find a wife. JP, I think that wraps up this week's relationship advice. Today we didn't have a sponsor. Thank you, JP. We did some random ranks. Sorry, girls.
Sorry, Olga.
Sorry, Olga. Covered a man movie, Gladiator. JP, you shared our art. We learned some facts about JP, some of the outrageous things that he said, and he is not sorry for saying them. And we've given you some solid relationship advice. JP, anything you want to say to the folks?
Just want to say, hey, dude, stay real, Ryan.
Obligatory Ryan reference. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We love the support that we get. Appreciate everything that you guys do for us. Please like, comment, subscribe.